All right, welcome back. Welcome back to WNXL action here in Cincinnati, here specifically in Fairfield, Ohio. I am Matt Falby. I'm joined by Dan Cincy, probably my biggest threat to my job here. He's been a co-host on this.
Nah, I don't want to sit in that chair all day.
this thing a lot.
It's hot out here.
All right, well, Miami Effect.
Yes, sir.
How'd you guys do today?
Overtime loss, 3-1 loss. So
Okay.
not a hot start to the event. But tomorrow's a new day.
Let's not talk about it then. Let's
Tomorrow's
focus on
a new day.
New Jersey High Rollers versus Suricatos here. High Rollers coming in second at the Tampa event, the Tampa Bay event. So they certainly come in with some power behind them. Suricatos being one of those kind of aggressive attacking teams I really enjoy watching.
Yeah, and the women are playing this field significantly more aggressive than the pros.
Than the pros.
Yeah, the pros are going 1-1 overtime. 1-0 overtime.
That is super conservative.
Yes.
All right, High Rollers on your left, 5 alive out of the box.
I'm seeing 5 alive for the Suricatos, and they cross.
Yeah.
Immediately going to the other team's snake wedge.
This is a sneaky play that only a few teams have figured out how to do. It's not hard to do.
It should be because they're playing that cross up free.
She's going to get picked up.
Yeah.
Ouch. But look how much damage. 3 bodies peeled off from the High Rollers.
If you see a player going out there with 2 pods.
Yeah, that's a good point. So in practice, I did kind of that move. I just chucked my pack at the starting box and left it behind. Because why? I mean, it's a suicide mission.
Yeah, my opinion there is if you're going to go all the way to the wedge, you might as well go all the way to their snake too. Because then you'll just pick that person up.
Right.
You need to keep your ears open, listen to your teammates and go, hey, red alert, snake, whatever we're using. We are one-on-one, it looks like, though.
All right. Veda here kind of on her own trying to make it happen. She's in the snake Dorito, which is a good position, but she's lost.
Oh, it does sound like there's a teammate.
She tries the pod trick. Does not work. Well, actually, a lot of players walked off for Suricatos also.
Yeah, I think we're in a one-on-one.
We might be already in a one-on-one, which is crazy. No, there's another one in the Dorito here for Suricatos, just being pretty quiet. So I think we're at a 2-on-1.
Do I hear a gun somewhere?
Yeah, Veda, however, is not aware of that other Dorito. So if the Suricatos could correctly relay the information, which I'm not hearing, there's an opportunity to run highway on the inside of the Doritos and go bunker Veda. Veda also might have just hit her last pod.
Yeah, she dumped 2 of them.
Yeah, she's got 2 empty pods, and she threw one at the bunker in front of her.
I think she knows that there's a threat up, heads up. But the pod coming off I don't see who this is. I can't see a number on her.
She's wrapping. She does take that wedge, but she's at a lot of danger now. Ooh. Oh, that's got to hurt. That was like 3.
She makes that move, gun up.
Oh,
that's going to be a trade. We're going to go for a no.
That would have been a trade. She had a really good game, just didn't know that player was coming at her. Which, I mean, you can't really blame her because she had no teammates to tell her. Yeah. You know, it's like it's not really her fault.
Yeah. Did the best you could, and you did get a kill on a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Put yourself in a position.
But and then as a reward, you take maybe 4 right to the sternum there at close range.
Yeah, tournament paint. Feels fine.
Yeah, okay. There's still something called physics. Energy is still being delivered.
Love the play call.
All right, so on the backside of this, we're going to watch Dallas Vibe taking on the Immortal Angels. You're going to see a lot of Tejada attacking up the snake side here for Dallas Vibe today.
Has that been the move for them?
That has been the move for them, including sometimes she'll stand, I'll say crouch just outside of the start box, shoot a lane kind of standing in the open, and then make a bounce out to the snake. It's a very interesting run that she's gotten away with.
We're going for it again.
Oh, they're trying that move again. This is not going to work. That could be interpreted as a spin. That's a little dangerous from a penalty standpoint.
Yeah, those didn't feel good.
No. There's been a lot. There it is. There's the patented Tejada runaround.
Well, so I can't see it. We might be down to 2 players.
Yeah, Tejada's locked onto that home. Home player's in a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's now a 5-on-1.
Yeah, it's
I
bad.
believe it's a 5-on-1 now. So it's a great read by Tejada to swing all the way around.
If you're Sirens, I'm sorry, if you're the Angels, just save one ball to shoot yourself in the foot and get the hell out of there.
There is a snake 3. So Wilkins is on it.
Tejada wrapping. Interesting choice. She's going to try to go to that tower. Yeah. That was a bad choice. I don't know why.
She's trying to make too much happen.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the thought process is.
She's in a great spot here at the wedge.
Yeah.
Could keep an eye on the home. She could have talked across to her teammates, just say, hey, we're in great spots right now. Let's go 5-on-2. Like,
even if she just stayed there and absorbed gunfire from the home, it would have been doing a job. So a little too aggressive.
It would free up Sereno to make that move.
All right, Wilkins takes out that Dorito, and that leaves just the home for Immortal Angels.
4-on-1. The Angels went really, really short on this close side on our right, the Doritos, on the break.
Doritos is kind of a tough push side, and even getting that Dorito corner can be a little dicey, so I could see that. By the way, just a warning to our viewers, if Immortal Angels manage to get a major, I'm going to switch to calling them Immoral Angels. I just want that to be known.
Boo.
I'm going full dad joke. I don't really care.
Boo.
Hey, I'm here to entertain myself as much as I am entertain anybody else. All right, Suricatos up 1-0.
Yeah, I wonder if the Suricatos are going to send it again.
I wouldn't be shocked. I see Allie rolling onto the field with what probably is a case and a half of paint on her back for the high rollers. Allie Belmora, she was a guest up here in the booth just a couple games ago.
Has got a nice setup going there, too.
An enormous amount of paint. I think I've said this before. I go onto the field with about four pods, and I typically come off with 2. Well, maybe that's because I die early. I don't know.
You're
but
sending it to the other teams.
Good Lord. Gina Lopez again. That looks like it's about maybe 8 pods. I don't know.
Yeah, Protean just put out their flyweight 90 cubic inch tank.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, more pods.
Just dump. Keep pulling the trigger.
ICPL events, shooting 15 pods.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, Suricatos on your left, high rollers on your right. 12.5 minutes on the clock, which is an eternity. This field has been running, and to your mention about the pros, this field has not only been running faster than the pro field, this field's running faster than I expected, looking at this layout before the weekend. I expected really long, slow, grindy games, 2-1, and that's not what's been going on over here.
So high rollers getting out to the corners, snake 1 and corner on the break, so 5 alive for them. They're in a great setup early in this. I'm going straight to snake 2.
Gina Lopez up the middle for Suricatos. Suricatos also coming into this snake Dorito. This is Rojas working the Dorito. Dorito snake. Suricatos still doubled up at home. Now making the move to the mini wall. That was a long double up at what is a very small bunker.
Yeah, that home can get small real quick with blind shots coming in.
That's awful. All right, Rojas wrapping, shooting at the home herself. They're going to lose Lopez up the middle.
Looks like the high roll is trying to defend this snake out of the opposing snake side.
High roll is countered by going to the wedge on their snake side. I don't think anybody picked it up.
She's going to grab free right now.
Oh, Rojas picked it up at the last second. She's thinking of the high roller play, thinking about dropping back. Instead, she's going to live behind her gun.
Yeah, you need to stay on that now.
She has to get the kill here. She's not going to be able to survive there. If, she gets the kill. Big kill. For high rollers, she's in command position now with Rojas out of there.
Yeah, so we now have a 5-on-3.
And for the Suricatos, they're at home. They're in that backline temple, mini temple, and they're at the inside snake wedge. Not a great positioning on this one.
I'd like to see this snake wedge find a way into this Dorito, the snake Dorito. It's a lot more defensible.
Yeah. I think what she could do is drop back and jump over the beam into the snake 2 and then move into the snake Dorito. Unfortunately for her, the D3 is now hot. Nobody has picked
Their Dorito 3.
Yeah, exactly.
D3,
You're right. Yeah,
3.
good point. Good correction on that one, Dan. Nobody in Suricatos knows it. No idea.
That's a good read on the. I can't see who that is over there. That might be Ducks again. But yeah, real good read to see that wedge was shooting heads up and nobody was defending the zone and just taking the next spot.
And I love what Ducks is doing.
But again, nobody's defending against that again.
But she's not making a crazy move up the center. She's slowing it down. She now kills that mini temple. Home is in a ton of danger.
Again, and here's the next body.
All right, now the Suricatos know about it.
Oh, so the wedge is able to flip and switch and get the kill on her.
Okay. Veda did a lot of damage.
So there's 2 players now for Suricatos, and I think that should be. There's at least 3 for New Jersey.
So Jersey with advantage. A little bit of a lost body opportunity there for Veda. Again, she should have slowed down a little bit, maybe even just stayed at D3. Their D3. Starting to move up the middle by high rollers.
I'm curious if Vada knew there was a wedge at all.
Yeah. Post-game interview, baby. She's looking up the middle. Yeah, okay, so Suricatos looking up the middle. She might have gotten hit on the hopper.
Hard to tell with the green loader.
Yeah, good move.
The paint's been hedging more and more green recently.
It has, yeah.
I believe that's 84 glass.
Oh, she's going to throw her body away. Yeah, Sobe Glass kind of threw her body. No, she got the trade. That's a worthwhile trade.
Mm-hmm. Body, so now we have a 1 on 2, 1, 2, 3. 1 on 3 situation.
I would say that high rollers are really slow rolling. Hey, there's a pun. This finish. But honestly, 8 minutes on the clock. Really, it doesn't matter at this point. Time is...
I'm real curious here. I don't really hear the high rollers talking to each other.
No.
And there's one player over here, and they're in a bunker that everybody is in every point.
Yep. Shouldn't be hard to figure out.
And she's shooting her gun.
There's
hey, there's a backline temple shooting at me. Okay, what's the count? Okay, I'm on it on this side. You shoot it on that side, and then you just make it very difficult for her to gunfight at you at all.
If you put a gun from either side and then just leave your third player run up the middle, it's an easy bunker. Yeah, including that, the high rollers are barely shooting at her. There's really not much paint coming in at her.
And they did go out there with 40 pods each.
Right. Yeah, there it is. There's the hit.
So they have that. So it might just be a thing where they don't know the count.
I don't think they do.
Because
right now they're not standing up and casually walking down the field. They're looking around. They're trying to figure it out. But again, that's fine. There's still 7 minutes on the clock. They got all the time in the world. Big run through. Nothing to shoot at, I promise you.
Looks smooth, though.
Looks smooth.
Looks
Look at, I think that might be Allie walking up the middle. Look how many pods are on her back.
0?
0. She went onto the field with at least like 10.
I feel bad for the pod runners out here.
Yeah, that's true. It's usually it's the children that suffer the most from going onto the field with 10 pods, because the children are always your pod runners. All right, that was a long point. So rolling back on the field, you got Dallas Vibe heading to your right. Immortal Angels will be on your left. Vibe up by 1 point. 13.5 on the clock. So you got Jessica Askren heading out there. You've got Walter. Walter's been doing a lot of work up the middle today.
Luckett, 77. She's got a full pack.
Must be nice to have paint sponsorship.
So 5
looks
on
like there might have been a
5.
bounce. Yeah, there's a bounce on the home player for Immortal. She's going to stay alive. Other than that, relatively pocket play.
Looks like Tejada already in the snake too.
Tejada's been super aggressive. And she's doing the same run pattern each game, so really she should be getting punished for it by now, but teams aren't figuring it out. Immortals dump out of that can into the snake. This is number 12. This is Mercedes Walter.
Yeah. Vibe is in my opinion, slightly better position with the snake wedge and the snake 2 versus the center juice box and the snake 3. Because I gotta imagine Tejada's gonna find her way into that snake 3 real soon.
Walter going to look cross. Does she pick up on that? Yeah, snake wedge. She picks up on its presence. She wisely backs off instead of trying to engage in a gunfight. She's going to lose with 2 guns looking at her.
Now Vibe just chipping away at the block. Little bite here, little bite there. Vibe now into the Dorito 2 in the center. Juice box.
This is a good grindy game. Neither team got really kills off the break, and now they're just going to fight their way at each other. Immortals, however, losing a player off the Dorito side or home?
I believe they're at the home.
Okay, so they lose their home.
I believe that's Crystal Welton in the Dorito side temple over there, who was there on the break. So would it be the home? And then
Lose their middle.
center
Yeah,
brick
there's
as
mini
well. I
brick.
believe that came from Tejada out of the snake 3, who is now in the 50 wedge on the. I'm calling that the snake side. And she's gonna wrap and get.
Oh, run through by Vibe. Tejada over there to the D2 of
Yeah.
Immortal. Immortals
She
are
just
in
needs to absorb the gun, but
so much trouble.
Tejada trades with the
Yeah.
snake 2.
This leaves Mercedes really on her own here in the
I mean, that's
snake
literally.
burrito.
She's not really on her own. She's really. She has no teammates left. She is in a 2-on-1. And probably.
Is she aware of the wedge this close? No.
She was not, in fact, aware of the wedge. So Dallas 5 going to go up 2-0 here.
Yep. I really enjoyed that point because it wasn't a flag, flipped the game or they got 2 lucky kills off the break. Both teams just went head to head and fought it out for about 3-4 minutes there.
Mm-hmm.
I love watching those games. It kind of sucks when you get like a minor out of nowhere and it instantly tilts the playing field. All right.
Yeah, I liked how Vibe moved up the field just piece by piece, bit by bit until that side was blown open.
They had to fight for it. All right, this is something that's always puzzled me. Why is it when the shooting stops, right? Essentially, the game is not really over yet because the buzzer hasn't been hit, but it's over because somebody shoots. Do the refs essentially stop checking players, and they wait until the buzzer is pressed to check players? So if a player, in my opinion, and I've certainly spent plenty of time reffing, if the shooting is stopped, all the bad guys are dead, and you're walking to the buzzer, and you got a hit on you, that should be a minor all day long at least, maybe even a major.
Usually is.
But the refs essentially stop checking until you hit the buzzer. And it's just like a cultural thing. And this is a great ref crew. I'm not talking about this ref crew. I'm talking about all ref crews everywhere. I don't really understand it. It doesn't make sense. The ref crews should still be looking at players walking casually, down the field. And if there's a hit, that's logically they were playing on. There's no other explanation than they were playing on if they have a hit on them.
Yeah, the one that gets missed a lot is the inside of the pack. When you dive in somewhere and the pack flips up.
Yep. All right, high rollers on the left. 5 alive, now moving up the middle.
To the brick. Suricatos playing the temple cross. Now switching to heads up. Where are we at on the snake for the
high rollers still
Suricatos?
5 alive, making their secondaries.
Jersey now in some real good spots. crossing.
All right, Veda up into the Snake Dorito now.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, no, that's a major. Oh, that is gutting. That is going to leave just 2 players left alive for high rollers, both over here on the Snake side.
Mm-hmm.
There's really not much hope of spreading the field, quote unquote. They're going to have to play it out where they are. Oh, nice kill through the middle.
You're probing without using your teammates because there is a player for Suricatos in the Snake 3. Oh, in the wedge even.
Yeah, in the wedge.
Yep.
So high rollers are forced to play the outside of their own wedge to try to live from that.
She by herself.
Well, there's a tactical drop back by the Suricatos from that wedge. I think she could have moved forward to their Dorito.
I absolutely think she could have as well. But maybe they don't
know the situation.
And she might catch a free one here.
Yeah.
Nope. So now Hernandez knows where she's at. Does Veda know? Yeah, Veda knows.
Yeah, she knows. I believe we're in a 2-on-1 situation.
Retreat.
I like the movement by the Suricatos player. I just think she could have moved forward instead of backwards because she's moved into worse fighting positions. The Snake is not where you want to be on a 2-on-1. And she would have been better off in the Doritos, and now she's going to lose her life.
Yep.
Again, I like the movement. You know, when you're don't just sit there and die. I like it. I don't like the direction she went.
Yeah, I don't mind it probably as much as you do.
I'm raging. I am furious. No, I'm kidding.
When she moved back from the Snake 3 into the Snake 2, the center brick and wedge blocked her out, so she was essentially able to play a 1-on-1 against her own Dorito 1, which is a tiny little Dorito.
I hate the. I mean, if you're in a Snake and anything more than a 1-on-1, even a 1-on-1, it's just an awful place to be. But you're right. She can isolate a gunfight, at least bring it down to kind of a 1-on-1.
And if Veda had moved forward into the wedge, at that point she could have moved back into the Dorito and continue to isolate because of that big center brick. So I don't hate it as much. If you move directly into the opposing team's Dorito, you're playing 2-on-1. Both of those bunkers can see both sides of that.
But you've also flipped the field on its side. I think you're a little bit better protected. I don't know. This is why I'm up here and not down there.
Oh. And the Angels losing 1 on the break, going to the backline temple.
Vibe, 5 alive. I'm assuming this is Tejada again. Of course it is. Just, again, almost openly, disdainfully running without cover.
And there's an Angels player looking that way, so.
She just doesn't seem to care and gets away with it. Tejada goes to work
Angels
from
made a really good fill from the home into the backline temple now to play that cross. Because there's very few bunkers that are good at stopping the center gap.
Maybe this Snake Dorito might be the best place to stop a run through in the middle.
I don't necessarily mean a run through, but when I can't see who that is, unfortunately, but when the Angels lost their Dorito side wide person, nobody can see the brick to brick move.
Right, Wilkins.
Nobody can see it, and she could have just gone and got a free kill on her opposing brick. And that would leave Tejada by herself over here now with the entire thing. Nobody defending. That's one of the reasons why the pros are playing so very, very slow is they're going there on the break, and then they're just launching 14 pods diagonally down the field.
All right, Vibe is slowed down a little bit, which they can do. They're up 2-0. 8.5 minutes off the clock. If they can peel off 2 or 3 minutes and get the point, that's a huge win for them. Ooh, she gets Sereno, gets away with that run.
She gets it, lives.
Yeah. Now it's just that can desperately living, and you've got the mini temple.
Yep.
For the Angels.
2 on 5.
It's bad. Bad situation.
Well, no, 3 on 5. It appears there's a snake 3 as well. So they're kind of at an all stop now, the vibe is.
Michaela Wilkins locked onto that snake Dorito.
Did Tejada get shot?
Yes, she made that
I
risky move
do
through the
not
middle.
See? Okay.
2, 3. So 4 alive for Vibe.
3 for the Angels.
Yep.
The Angels are now in snake 3, the snake side can, and the back line temple.
Wilkins locked onto that. Now there's going to be a
She'll
launch to
launch.
try to take that D3, that snake Dorito.
Gets them clean.
She takes her. Is she clean? Yeah, she's clean.
So a lot of pressure now going to be on this.
Overextension.
So, can't see who that is. Wilkins, maybe? Making great moves.
Yeah, Wilkins closing it out over there on the Dorito side, the snake
Yeah,
side.
that's very well played.
Yep.
Just chipping away at the block.
Again, we've
One
seen
body at a time. One
yeah, we've seen some good just like heads up paintball that hasn't been influenced by a flag or something like that. These are good games. It's slowed down a little bit, but that's because again, it's not free kills with a flag or something.
So 2-1 with about 4 minutes to go in this
Yeah,
match.
plenty of time for Suricatos. Now, if
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
On a slower field that I think is a slower field,
Sure.
do you blow the horn quickly if you're the Suricatos and lose bodies?
There's a point of no return, and I don't know where that is, but there's a point of no return. So if you're the coach of Suricatos, you figure out what do I need to possibly win 2 points time-wise, and then that's the line in the sand. If at that time, whatever let's say it's 3 minutes, if your players aren't winning the match, you got to towel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you go too far, then there's no coming back.
Yeah.
Even if you're down 1 on 5, you just at that point
And it
have
looks
to
like
let
we're
your
gonna get
player.
a launch again.
Oh, did she get hit?
She's
No, I
in the
think
brick.
Lopez is alive.
But Suricatos do lose 1 on the break. And she's going to be matched now. And that temple playing heads up always makes me a little sketched out because now nobody, again, can see the gap between the bricks.
Yep.
She's the only one.
Somebody wants to go through.
So if New Jersey wants to come through and just take a trade and be up 4 on 3 and them stuck in the back, they can do that. Okay, so now she's switched over and is playing cross.
Suricatos getting a check. She's called clean. Now we lose Lopez up the middle, so that's 3 alive for Suricatos. Here's where that question you were talking about. At what point did the coach towel?
Mhm.
It's probably now.
If they don't pick up a body, I would think in the next 30 seconds. It's 5 on 3.
I would towel right now. You're 3 on 5 against a team that knows they need to grind the clock.
And they're in great spots. They're in the center brick.
Yeah. So
They're
if you let this
in this Dorito corner.
all right, I like this. At least Suricatos all
Ooh,
realized
towel.
that I would towel. Yeah, now you
Towel.
got to towel.
It is 2 on 5.
Yeah, and we're now at 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
This is not a field that you're going to win 2 points in 2.5 minutes.
They're in the
most
spots.
likely.
And trying to listen to New Jersey here. See if they're aware of the clock situation. Hey, we're up a point, 2 minutes to go, and it's 5 on 2. There it is.
Yeah, that's a late towel. That's kind of the worst of both worlds. You've lost too much time to come back in 2 points, and you, of course, didn't win the point.
I agree with not toweling when I saw my players moving. Right?
Yeah, yes.
I'm like, okay, we're moving.
All right, we're
maybe
trying.
But
Yeah.
once we hold up and we lost the second center player,
Towel out.
I wish that the towel system was a little quicker because you still have to hold it up there for like 3 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's because they don't want we don't want an accidental towel.
Intentional.
That's a nightmare.
But it would be great if we had computers or something that knows that it takes 3 seconds to like hold it, and then that got re-added.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
So once it's
Yeah,
official, you
yep.
can just pull that back.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at all the pod runners.
Yeah, the child-based pod running
Wow.
system in full effect.
Oh, and Vibe only starting with 3 players. That is interesting.
There was no penalty.
Did they get a major?
No,
So they only started with 3
I think they just
players.
weren't
They just
organized.
wanted to do a favor.
I think that maybe they weren't organized. We've unfortunately seen a lot of points here with teams late to the box or
They have
starting
a lot
down.
of staff down there, and they have a timeout.
It's
so,
not excusable. It's not excusable. I'm not making any
I mean, it's
excuse
better
for them.
than 0 players.
True, true. But use the timeout. All right. Well,
6 minutes left. 3 points.
if
The
Immortals,
window is slowly closing.
well, if Immortal wins this, they're only going to be down by 2 points with probably say 5 minutes on the clock. That's fine. Immortals, of course, if they lose this, then they're in an awful.
But Vibe is in great spots to slow this down as much as possible. The Snake 2, the Backline Temple, and the Dorito 1. If the Dorito 1 moves to the Dorito 2 and lives there, I actually think it's going to be very difficult.
Well, you get your wish. You just move to the D2.
Now, if she chooses to stay and not engage with the center brick, I think it's going to be very difficult now for anyone on the Angels to move forward because that Dorito 2 can see directly across the entirety of the field.
Well,
Oh no, the Angels getting a minor. So now it is a 3-on-3.
All right, so 3 players left alive for Immortal Angels. Can I now call them Immortal Angels for getting the penalty? Am I
No.
allowed? Can I have permission?
Yeah, this is because of the setup. This is Vibe's point.
Oh, they're going to lose their mini brick.
Now,
That leaves Mercedes Walter out here on the Dorito side. Now a run.
did she get a key? Did she get? No,
No,
she
she's
missed
alive.
the shot, and Tejada coming up wide.
Blows up that brick.
And
Mercedes Walter.
Walter is going to be in a world of hurt here.
Is she hit? I don't.
She is now.
Well, she is now. Yeah, yeah. Good job finishing that off. Oh, the ref is going to have a conversation.
Let's get a quick little warning.
This ref staff is really good about talking to players about behavior on the
I
field.
didn't see anything.
No, because I don't have a problem with her
Horseman there
returning.
had no idea if she was hit or not.
Yeah.
And that's bang bang.
Yeah, the player she was shooting at, the Dorito Walters, had not indicated she was on the ground, hands down. She didn't indicate whether she was out. I don't think that was a sportsmanship issue. And I am an absolute softie when it comes to sportsmanship stuff. I don't think that was an issue.
Yeah. You know, it wasn't to the back of the head.
No,
It was just, hey,
I have to finish this. I can't hope that you're dead.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
No. All right, once again, thank you to our long list of sponsors. You what makes this happen. This is not a paywalled service. We're free to the public to watch, allowing people to watch from home. So thank you to the sponsors for making it happen. And thank you to Committed Paintball. We're going to see, hopefully we'll see Anthony D'Ambrosio join us at some point this weekend.
Goes, crosses. Oh, and losing the temple. We got a shot here. We
Yeah.
have a shot.
This is big.
Now, she needs to keep going here.
She can wrap and do a lot of damage to that home.
She blows them apart, blows the
Oh.
next one apart.
Home lost. That just leaves Snake 1.
It is the Snake 1 and the Snake can. Help your teammate out now.
Yeah.
Help your teammate out. Somebody, Suricatos, swing the field.
Right? No, she's going to keep doing it on her own.
Mm-hmm. She's going to get should
I
absolutely
don't know. They don't know she's there.
obliterate.
They don't know
called
she's
the
there.
Alamo. They know.
Oh, well, they don't know she moved.
But this is why I advocate for continuing to the Snake, too. Your shots are just as good.
Right. Oh, good
Run her
blow
down.
up there.
Oh, Veda's going to get a free kill.
Yeah, that's a free kill. Still, the damage that number 15 just did was amazing. Now we're at a minute 24. This is taking a little bit too long. That's probably going to run to her
we're
death.
just running down the field now.
Yeah, that's running to her death.
Your teammates got to talk to each other and go, hey, there's still a Snake 1. They know there's a Snake 1.
Yep.
Work together.
I
Get
think
some paint
this
in the air.
Is this Veda? Yeah, it's Veda. Veda is actually winning this match by living this long.
Like, it's a free kill. She's looking the other way.
Yeah.
And misses the shot.
Oh, misses the shot. There it is. Okay. That said, we're now going to be at like 45 seconds.
But I want you to make a note here. Daniela, and I can't see who that is, didn't connect at all.
Yeah, communication-wise.
Whoever this is, not Daniela, knew that there was a Snake 1. I think she said something for one time, but and Daniela never talked back. Okay, yeah, Snake 1. I'm on the other side of the field. I should push the issue here. She was in that wedge playing the wire for 20-ish seconds. You know, and we are short on time here.
Way short on time. Well, they've now put themselves in an awful situation. They're about 45 seconds on the clock to win a point. It's possible. Is it probable?
They
Nope.
could have won that one in 45 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
They absolutely could have.
Bit of a wasted opportunity there.
I think it was maybe Bianca who went to the opposing wedge and shot 3 of them in the first 15.
It was amazing.
It was, and then was able to get another one.
That
So-
game should not have been as long as it was,
Absolutely
considering all
not.
the damage that she did.
And
All right,
it's-
Dallas 5 up 4-0. For Immortal Angels, this is a pride situation. They just cannot. They don't want to go home. Well, not go home. They don't want to go home to their hotel,
Yep.
losing this
So,
one 5-0.
Yeah, Dallas Vibe is shooting that snakeside, the Dorito back temple really effectively now that Angels have lost them again.
All right, to Immortal Angels' credit, they finally caught Tejada trying to do that looping outside run, and they blew her up. That's a nice kill for them.
Referee's getting into the Angels, though, and a minor.
Oh, God. And they lose up the middle, the brick.
So it's now a 1-on-4.
Jeez. And I mean, toweling, don't towel, it doesn't matter. The clock doesn't matter anymore. If you towel, you're gonna lose by mercy.
Yeah, that's never a good look.
No, I mean, I guess you.
Getting one.
Oh, hey, okay,
Getting
okay.
one.
So it's like 3-on-1.
Yeah, it is now 3-on-1. Out of the snake 3.
You need to get a kill with a towel, with
Should move
a
forward right now.
with a
and they
penalty.
wouldn't see it. Nope, now that.
Yeah, there's Gates sliding down the side.
And 5 is clearly in 0 rush.
Yeah, they could go
And
story time right now.
Angels just
Okay.
lost their last player. That was down the wire from, I can't tell who that is. Salinas and Gates here. You always want to just verify this one.
Sure.
You got 3 minutes. You don't need to take 3 minutes, but maybe 20, 35.
You've got time to double check yourself for being, any hits, which is what they're doing right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason to rush this.
And this is, I think, part of your point. A lot of times there's going to be a player to be like, oh, that looks a little sketchy. Don't hit the buzzer. I will.
Mm-hmm.
The referee at that point should look at that.
Yeah, exactly. If a player walks up and goes, whoa, I shouldn't push the button, as a ref, that player is telling you, you better check me because I probably played on with a hit.
Like,
Or at least something worth looking at.
not that I would do it, but you might be better off just shooting your teammate in the pack and actually eliminating them.
I have done that on the field. I've had a teammate that I looked over, I saw a hit, I saw a ref coming.
Yeah,
I screamed at my
I've done
teammate
that
to get
in
off.
the
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But when you're at the box,
Sure.
instead of saying, hey, that's questionable, just shoot him.
Just shoot him, get him out of there.
Just shoot him in the pack.
But do you understand what I'm saying? There's no reffing doesn't stop just because the people stop shooting each other. You are still
There are still rules
eligible
to
for
enforce.
penalties, right? I never understood that. Even with the best reffing crews in the world, there's just like a culture that we have where we stop caring about hits.
Okay, so again, the high rollers on our right. Suricatos on the left. Let's see what we pull out of the box. We're going to get some runners.
All right, Suricatos.
Okay, Suricatos making
No,
the
they lose
corners
one. Starting to push.
and the center box.
It's going to lose that. That's fine. I mean, this is a low percentage play. They're
We have
going
2
for
at
it.
the box, but I love the aggression.
Yeah.
And they're picking up kills. They are, in fact, picking up kills. We're going
This
to
is
get
possible.
We're
She's
going
going
to
to
lose
trade with the middle. That's fine. We're at
We
23.
would have liked to see the trade there for them, but
All right, just one player left alive for Suricatos. Now the hope is dimmed, especially because we're
yeah,
at
and she's
15.
sitting there.
Yeah.
Always potential for a penalty,
It would have to be a major.
but clean.
No, this is going to time.
There's an argument there. Like if I'm a player and I think I might be hit, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm leaving.
absolutely.
15 seconds left. I'm leaving.
Absolutely. Suricatos had a great opening push to that, and then it just kind of petered out, and they just kind of died out. So
Yeah, I would have liked to see Bianca there with about 15 seconds left, just launch to the brick, shoot them in potentially the back. I couldn't quite see where she was pointing because the wedge was facing this way. So
all right. Well, that is going to wrap up the last game of the day. Dan, you're a closer. That's what I need on this broadcast is closers. You're a
closers.
closer. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Our broadcast day is over. I am Matt Falby. I'm joined by Dan Cincy of Miami Effect. Dan, thank you for calling the last match.
absolutely, love doing it.
And we'll see you again soon. We will see you people back here tomorrow. Thank you so much.